Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to online classes and have a pleasant morning to all of you. Now, I, Ajay Kumar, your English teacher, is going to teach you a new chapter from Honeycomb book, 7th standard, and the chapter name is Chibi. This chapter is written by Michael Roseanne, who is the author, or you can say poet of this poem, right? Now, what does a chibi means, right? So according to a dictionary, chibi means to chibi is to nag, to continuously urge someone to do something, often in an annoying way, right? This is being this has been recorded in the dictionary, the meaning of this chibi, right? So dear student, actually I just want to know from you all that have you ever experienced or felt something like your elders, your parents, your seniors, or your any of the family members who are elder to you are nodding you all the time that don't do this, don't do that. Now you should have done like this. Why you have done like that? So are they interfering all the times whatever you do, right? So this is all about interference into the younger's one life. So that's why it is called chibi. So now we'll start reading more about this. The poet says that ask yourself as well as your partner: do you like the all? Do you like to be always told what to do or what not to do? This is a kind of group discussion you'll have to do with your partner. But since we are going online, you can't do this. You can do it in a I think a video form, right? If it is possible. Now do grown ups do this in your experience? These are the questions when you have to reply. It has been said that when Michael was 5 years old, his mother took him to a nearby school for admission, and the teacher asked, "What does your mother call you at home, child?" Michael, "Don't," came the confident reply. So, this line suggests that when Michael Roseanne went for an admission, that time the counselor asked him that what does his mother calls him. So actually Michael remember the most often a spoken word was Michael Dawn. Michael Dawn. Now Michael Dawn. So these are the things which comes oftenly from the parent side, right? They are very much keen, and they are very much possessive about the children, that it might they might get hurt from those things, right? That's why these all things are coming, right? So that's why Michael Rosen has written this poem, and this poem is dedicated to all the students of your age, right? So I believe you all will love it. You will all enjoy this poem learning. Now it says we are going to read the poem now. It says grown ups say things like speak up, don't talk with your mouth full, don't stare, don't point, don't pick your nose. Now in this first para, the author says like there are two sides author has reflected in this first para. The first side is suggesting that the grown-ups, like grown-ups, your elders, your mother, father, parents, any senior who is elder to you, those are called grown-ups here, right? So they always say, you'll have to speak clearly. You should speak clear. Your words should not be chewing, and it should sound clear. But they will always interfere you when you are eating something. That means when your mouth is full. So they'll say, no, 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 don't talk. You finish your, whatever you are eating, the things, stuff first, and then you'll speak. You can. Now they will always point you out if you are staring someone, right? Staring means to look constantly, continuously with one sight, right? So they'll say that do not stare do not stare at me, do not stare there, do not stare there, there, like that. So these all things, they will actually interfere into your work. They will try to scold you. They'll try to make you feel that you are doing wrong things. Don't point, don't pick your nose. Don't point means even they'll not allow you to point some of the baddest thing if you are failing, right? So they'll say, no, 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 we'll talk later, don't point these all things right now, and we'll solve these all things later on, but don't point now. So these are the obstructions, these are the interference they are doing. Now don't pick your nose, like when you are putting your fingers into your nose and taking out something, that is very bad. I mean, you can say shit out of your nose. So they'll, yeah, I mean, I think I've seen many people, even I was also doing so in my younger age, when I was like a kid of yours age, I was also doing the same thing, and I was also getting interfered by, my parents, my brothers, elder brothers, and my maternal uncle, and all other relatives. So they will always interfere to you. Now they say, sit up, say please, less noise, shut the door behind you, don't drag your feet, haven't you got a hanky, take your hands out of your pocket. Now your parents will always, or your grown-ups will always say you, like, sit up, you should not eat while standing, you should not roam more either and thither. So it's better to you just sit calmly, right? They'll say also to speak, say please, if you are asking for something, if you are requesting something, so you just make it in your manner that you will say please to them, right? You'll say please, may I please. You're also asking for please, may I come in please, like that. Or so these all things, it is all showing about the mannerism, right? It is all showing about the mannerism. Actually they wanted you to be a mannerful person, right? They'll also interfere, they'll also say you to make less noise, do not make noise, as you all are habitually experienced of this all making noise in the classroom. I do also interfere you while making noise. So I know I am the better example of telling these all things, that I'll say let make less noise, right? Now they'll also say that shut the door behind you if you have opened the door, and if you left the door opened, then they'll interfere you, and they'll just ask you to shut the door. And they'll also ask you not to drag your feet while you are walking. It is habitually some of the children are dragging their feet while they are walking, right? They love to do these all things by their nature, I think, not knowingly, but some of them are doing knowingly also. So they'll interfere you not to do drag your feet also. Now they will always ask you that you should always use hanky. Why hanky? Because this is showing the mannerism that when you are going to have a meal or some snacks or something, or even your hands get dirty, and if you are washing your hand, then where you'll just soak that water, right? So you must have the hanky with you, so that you can take out the hanky and you can soak the water in that hanky. So you must have the hanky. Parents are saying, haven't you got a hanky? Take your hands out of your pocket. Now they will also ask you that, because putting hands in your pocket, that shows the rudeness, that shows that you are disrespectful towards your elders or any of your seniors, right? So these all things should not be done. These are the points where parents are interfering or scolding you, or nodding you, don't do these all things, right? Now your parents will also say, the grown up will also say that pull your socks up, stand up straight, say thank you, don't interrupt, no one thinks you are funny, take your elbows off the table, can't you make your own mind up about anything. So now in this para, the poet says that grown-ups are always asking to pull up your socks. Now pull up your socks is like to be ready for any event, for any work, for any task, right? So that you should not feel lazy, like no, I don't want to do this, I don't know, I just want to rest and all that. So I'll say that pull up your socks and stand up straight, like a hatchback type, like you are just getting a hatch, just sitting on the chair and lying on the table. I believe you all are doing this when you are not feeling so energetic, right? So they'll say that whenever you are talking, whenever you are just communicating or conversing with anyone, then you should stand upright, stand up straight, and you should not put your hand into the pocket, right? And after finishing the talk or conversation or communication, you must say thank you to them. Now they will also suggest you, they will also interrupt you, they'll teach you not to interrupt, however they are doing so. In other side, if we say if we see that they are interrupting, but actually this will not be counted as an interruption, because this is a lesson what they are giving to you, right? So they'll say that don't interrupt. Now don't interrupt here means that when they are teaching you, you should not ask question or any like other things which is of your concern, but you should ask these all things later on, right? Now they also says that no one thinks you are funny. Take your elbows off the table, just because if you follow these all things, you will not sound funny and no one will make fun of you. They also says that don't put your elbow off the table, right? You all are doing putting your elbow on the table and taking rest, making a cup shape of side and putting your face into that. So these all things are being interfered and interrupted by the grown-ups. They will also suggest, they will also say that can't you make your own mind up about anything that you are asking from different persons. Hey, I'm going to do this. Hey, I'm going to do that. You're taking suggestions from different persons. So being as an intelligent guy, girl or student, boy or girl, you should make up your own mind about anything, right? But it is also necessary to take help of the elders, take suggestions of your elders. So this is how what Michael Rosen feels like, that how Chivi word has been coined or written, right? So dear students, now we have read this poem. Now we'll go through the exercises, and I'll just help you out throughout this. Discuss these questions in a small groups before you answer them. When is a grown up likely to say this? Don't talk with your mouth full, right? When is a grown up likely to say this? Don't talk with your mouth full. So the answer of this question should be like when you are eating something, they will ask you that don't talk with your mouth full. You should finish your the stuff inside mouth first, and then you should speak up, right? Now second is when you are likely to be told this, say thank you, right? You can answer this all things in the comment box, right? I'm just waiting for your answer. If you want to know the answer from my side, I'll say that whenever you are being helped by someone, then you should offer them thank you, right? Next, third question is that when do you think an adult would say this? No one thinks you are funny. Now what is the moment when the grown up says these all things to you? No one thinks you are funny. When you are concentrated that if I'll wear this dress, if I'll comb my hair like this, if I'll go like this, if I'll walk like this, then people will say that I look funny, but that is not correct, right? You should follow your own mind. You should follow your own living standard and mannerism. Why? Because no one thinks you are funny. They are all busy in their own things, right? Now the next question is that the last two lines of the poem are not prohibition or instruction. What is the adult now asking the child to do? Do you think the poet is suggesting that this is unreasonable? Why? Now it is being said, last two line, can't you make your own mind up about anything? And one more line, that was no one thinks you are funny, takes your elbows off the table. So these are the two lines which in the poem sounds, these are not the prohibitions, they are not prohibiting to do these all things, but they are encouraging you. They're encouraging you to think of your own mind, to initiate your own thinking, whatever work you are doing and all that. So these are the things you should, the poet is suggesting, right? Now next question is that why do you think grown-ups say the kind of things mentioned in the poem? Is it important that they teach children good manners and how to behave in the public? I think yes, these are the things how we are learning, but it should be also in a very sweet manner, with the sweet gesture, not in a annoying manner. I hope so. Now next question is that if you had to make some rules to grown-ups to follow, what would you say? Make at least 5 such rules. Arrange the lines as in a poem. So this question I am just leaving for you people to do, and you'll just submit it with the assignment work. And I'm just giving the assignment this link into the description box. If you are not able to download the assignment work from a group, then you may download it from the description box also, right? And later on you can post it in the group. So dear student, we have reached now to the end of today's session, and I hope and I believe that you all have understood this chapter completely, right? Now we'll meet next day with some other interesting topic. Till then, bye, take care, and have a nice day. Thank you.